everyone. Today I wanted to show you how I pack a first aid kit and downsize from bulky bottles to actually what I purchase and then downsize. So this is how you buy medicine like online or at the dollar store, which is still good medication, especially for travel if you're not gonna know if you need it or not. Then I look up the brand name, which is easier to remember. So like this is Zyrtec. I write it on the card. The card is actually the front of the box. And then I have some snack bags and these baguettes from Amazon. They're in the jewelry section to use for my items so I don't take excess baggies. So it comes in a card like this, and then if you need to, you can cut out the back and put the directions on the back. But it basically cuts down your medication space because there is only one card in this box, but it cuts it down to just a flat surface. So I've done this for a few other things like the Pepto-Bismol, which is for your stomach, and then this is Benadryl. And Walgreens, I buy the kids so they don't get too tired, but the same idea that you see. And I label everything and keep it in its own container. This is a package called Travel Essentials Rescue Essentials, and it has a bit of everything in, and so those are in the little baggies I use for these. And this is what the actual bag is, but that is specifically made for travel so that you can take a few things with you and not take a big tube. So I do use electrolyte water and electrolytes, but when I'm traveling, I don't want to have to hunt it down or find it. So sometimes I'll take a few of these Calm packets, which is just when you put in a bottle of water. And sometimes I don't have that. I just have no room to take those. So I use these electrolyte tablets, which help me with some of my medical issues. So last for medication storage to downsize are these small tubes. As you can see, they're pretty small. You can hold like between 8 and 10 tablets, depending if they're capsules or tablets, in your purse, and you can take that. You can refill these, or a lot of times I'll just take these because I take one out of like this Tylenol electrolyte and I put it in my day bag and leave the rest in the hotel room. So the other things that I downsize and pack are a little bit of assorted Band-Aids. There's not that many. And then I use these gel bandages, which are for blisters. I do use those frequently because I don't normally walk, several miles a day like I do on a trip. I walk a couple miles a day, but not 7, 8, or 10 like I did in Italy. And those can be used for blisters, or this is called moleskin, and I just got a roll of it, and then I cut a couple pieces off. And I use that for blisters, but again, I just cut it down so it's a small, thin package. And then another item that I like is this Next Temp, especially if you have kids and you need a thermometer. You can take this with you, and it's a one-time use thermometer that holds up. I bought this a few years ago. It hasn't expired. And so there's 4 thermometers in here, and it prevents you from having to deal with a thermometer and take your good equipment from home. So that is Next Temp that I take. And these are the packets that I use. So you can find these on Amazon or sometimes in an office supply store like Staples and things. But you can also find them at a dollar store, which is a little bit more expensive now, but like I only need 3. I don't want to buy a $30 box for needing 3. And I only would take maybe 3 or 5, so I'll buy a couple boxes. And you can also find some generic of certain items like Motrin or Tylenol on Amazon. And then if I do that, I don't buy the big bottles. So some of my go-to bags are these baguettes, and these are smaller. So as you can see, it fits perfectly for these that I trim. I just trim it up for the bag so that it's inclusive in there. And then this one I use for other things like those small packets of ointments and things, which I carry just a couple. And again, I don't want to buy like 50 of them. I just buy a couple. So you pay, $10 for the package or something. You get 4 or 5 medicines in there and you don't have to take them all. So I just add my Band-Aids and things to this little bag and take that with me. And when I make a bag for my day trip, I'll take one of each thing out and a couple Band-Aids, so I'm not carrying all this at once. So I'm going to pack it up into my container and I will come back and show you once it's done. Okay, so I got everything in this bag. All of the medication packets, Band-Aids, the Rescue Essentials bag, moleskin, the thermometer and calming powder and electrolytes. Everything I had laying on the table, including the safety pins and things, are all in here. So this bag measures 8 inches by 6 inches or 5.5 inches, and it is a good bag, but it also closes easy. And as you can see, it's one of my travel-on bags that you can actually look in without it dumping all over. So this is my main travel first aid kit that I take with me. It has everything I've ever needed in it. It can squash down a bit so it easily fits in your carry-on, or if you do want to take this whole thing, you can, but it's not really necessary. So I use this as my medicine cabinet for when I am taking a day trip and go from there. So if you have any questions about these items, please leave comments. And if you also have any ideas of what else we can add, please feel free to leave a comment and add. All right, thank you very much.